He's just informed me that the biggest fight in British boxing history has just been agreed. Get up there, my boy! Big shout out, Dan. He got this done. Literally over the line. 2-fight deal. Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua.
Hey, it's the Empire, Jew Boxing Empire, back to my boxing. Now, man, Tyson Fury, man, recently he said that the deal has been done, the deal has been struck, and it was on IFL TV, and he said that he has a 2-fight deal with Anthony Joshua, man. They said the deal has been done, and that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, when Tyson Fury gets past Deontay Wilder, he has a 2-fight deal with Anthony Joshua. Now, I'll put the link in the description, man. But it's wild, man, that Tyson Fury would say something like that, basically overlooking Deontay Wilder and looking past him, and even his team is looking past him. They're already negotiating for the next fight. Now, this is really dangerous for Tyson Fury because he acts like the first fight never happened and that he didn't get dropped twice and basically stopped in the 12th round. Understand, in boxing, that's why people have trilogies for, because the first 2 fights are controversial. Second fight was definitely controversial, Tyson Fury and his gloves, and the first fight was controversial because of that long count for Tyson Fury in the 12th round of Deontay Wilder, and when he dropped him in the 12th round, when he dropped Tyson Fury in the 12th round. So that being said, man, Tyson Fury is acting like I said, he didn't have problems with him in the first fight, and that he can replicate this new style in the second fight as if Deontay Wilder hasn't seen him do the same thing. So this is really dangerous for Tyson Fury because he's looking past Deontay Wilder, the hardest heavyweight puncher in boxing history right now. He has the highest KO ratio, and he actually tied Muhammad Ali for defending the belts. So, a fighter like that, I don't understand how you can overlook him. The guy is blatantly, obviously pitting out in public that he got a 2-fight deal with Anthony Joshua if he beats Deontay Wilder, and it's just mind-boggling to me how he's counting his money, but he hasn't even earned it yet. He's counting the bag and he hasn't even earned it yet. He's making deals on the side and they haven't even earned it yet. So, this is a bad look for his team. This is a bad look for Tyson Fury because they're underestimating Deontay Wilder. They're looking past him to the point where his team and Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury is announcing it like, this is his, this is the biggest news he got, and that, he has nothing else to worry about when he's overlooking Deontay Wilder, so this is going to be, really bad news for Tyson Fury, because this COVID-19 is delaying everything, and the more things are delayed, the more time Deontay Wilder has to work out and to work on things, on his weaknesses. They talk about this fight may be happening beginning of next year or November. It's still iffy about when this fight's going to happen, but with this pandemic happening, it could easily be delayed. So while Tyson Fury is thinking about getting past Deontay Wilder, this fight can be delayed more and more. And I think the longer this fight is stalled out, the better Deontay Wilder has to win this fight. But I have seen Tyson Fury get in shape, work out with his wife, things like that. The guy is staying in shape, and that's good for Tyson Fury. But is he focused on Deontay Wilder? I have doubts about that. Because he's announcing fights about future opponents that haven't happened yet. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've never seen a elite level fighter fight another elite level fighter, and then one guy talks about the next guy who's going to fight next instead of worrying about the guy he just fought who's fighting again because it was controversial. Tyson Fury is the only fighter I've ever seen do that. I mean, let me know in the comments, when have you ever seen an elite level fighter fight another elite level fighter, a world champion fighting a world champion, talking about fighting somebody else when they're having a trilogy? Because, the thing is, Tyson Fury is a rare fighter in boxing. There's only been one other fighter in UK history to have all 3 titles, and that was Lennox Lewis. Now, Tyson Fury wants to be that, but it's not that easy. He's making it seem like it's a walk in the park, and it's not a walk in the park. It's definitely going to be a challenge and uphill battle because anyone can have a bad night. Deontay Wilder has a bad night, Anthony Joshua has a bad night, and Tyson Fury had really good scares like against Otto Wallin, which he could have easily lost that fight because of his eye. He had a lot of tough fights where he, was basically, on the edge, or almost to the point where he could have lost that fight. Now, there's other fights in Tyson Fury's career where he really struggled in his fights. I remember one time he fought this fighter in the UK, and it was a really big deal. I was watching it one time ago, and he was really struggling in that fight. I believe it was for a British title. Let me see. It was God, I forgot the guy's name. I gotta look it up, but it was definitely a fight for. God, I forgot the name of the fighter, but he was basically getting beat pretty bad. It went to decision though, but he definitely lost that fight. If you guys know in the comments, let me know, because I forgot the guy's name, because I'm looking at it right now, but it's been such a long time. But yeah, anyway, man, these heavyweights, man, there's not too much separating these fighters. There's just not, and when you sit here and act like you're gonna walk through a guy, it's really dangerous. But anyway, man, let me know how you guys feel about it though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire, Geoboxing Empire. Peace.